My question is, why the newspapers, media, and the Department of Health rarely mentions vitamin D as a preventative and vitamin C to prevent getting very sick from this COVID-19? Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Cesar Primoco. I'm broadcasting from Zamboanga City, Philippines. My goal is to find out what can be done to stop this lockdown and to stop COVID-19. Many people do not know that COVID-19 is not new. They say it's very new. But the basic virus, coronavirus, has been in this world many centuries, maybe decades. The earliest version of this COVID illnesses was the SARS virus at about 2003. And then they had the MERS, which had a higher fatality rate than this present. But it did not spread throughout the whole world like this present one. So my question really is, how can we prevent the COVID jumping from people to people? Number one, my question is, why the newspapers, media, and the Department of Health rarely mentions vitamin D as a preventative and vitamin C to prevent getting very sick from this COVID-19. They keep on saying, wash your hands 15 seconds with soap and water and use alcohol sprays if there is no soap and water. Now, does anybody know what's an alcohol spray? Here's an alcohol spray. And my question is to the Secretary of Health, why does he not come out and advocate getting sunlight to get vitamin D for free? But they're numb. They don't talk about it. There are other nutrients that can help the immune system. One is zinc. Zinc goes into the cells of the human being, and COVID-19 virus does not replicate if there is zinc, because the enzyme for replication is blocked by zinc. So they were advocating giving hydroxychloroquine as an ionophore to bring the zinc into the cell. So they made studies about that, giving the ionophore, hydroxychloroquine, and they did not give zinc. And then they came to the conclusion that hydroxychloroquine did not work. Second, they gave toxic doses of hydroxychloroquine. And they said it did not work because people died. So to me, the medical establishment has not been going about trying to stop this coronavirus with sensible things like giving immune boosters, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, and maybe magnesium. Vitamin D does not work very well without magnesium or adequate levels intracellularly of the magnesium. So when they do a study on vitamin D and don't give magnesium or zinc or vitamin C, they say vitamin D does not work. So this is what I am puzzled by the news media, by the medical researchers, by the Department of Health, that they do not study why these things help. They try to discredit it by giving very low doses and not giving different immune boosters at the same time. But luckily, or good for the people in this country, that maybe 20%, maybe 30% of the people are buying vitamin C and vitamin D on their own without the Secretary of Health urging them to do it. So it's hard to get affordable vitamin C and vitamin D from the drugstores. Most likely the price went up 2 or 3 times the usual price of the drug or the supplements in the drugstores from before the pandemic started. And recently I heard that they're disinfecting a building because 2 employees supposedly had COVID-19. I think disinfecting a whole building with most likely bleach or chlorine is bad for the environment. Why? Because bleach, one, it becomes, it's chlorine and it evaporates. If chlorine hits any organic material, it can form tricyclic hydrocarbons, which are carcinogenic. And it's also possible that it can destroy the ozone layer from chlorine. So, environmentally, they should not just disinfect a building for 2 people who have coronaviruses, because it may destroy the environment and the unintended consequences will be worse in the long run. Now, the third one, I really urge the government, who has a better information system, instead of scaring the people that they will die from coronavirus, tell the people, you won't die if you get vitamin C and vitamin D at the same rate of not getting it. Maybe the death rates of those over 75 will not be 5%. Maybe it will be 0.5%. And the same is true with dengue and influenza. If the older folks get vitamin C, vitamin D, and other immune boosters like zinc and selenium and magnesium, there will be less mortalities from all the other viral diseases. Even the dreaded Ebola may be controlled with these immune boosters. So, thank you, and listen to the next podcast. And I'm concentrating on things that are not discussed on the other podcasts or blogs by other doctors or entities. Thank you, and press the button whether you like it or not.